Alright guys, so today we're going to go for a ride. This is what I do on my weekends. This is what I do on the, early mornings or the evenings before or after work. But I like to blow off some steam. I love motorcycles. I've always loved motorcycles. Kind of the funny thing is part of my career, I always wished I was a motorcycle stuntman. And there was a movie that I got to work on. It was an independent film that we shot out in Washington State where the stunt guys didn't show up, and I got to do the motorcycle stunts for them. The morning of, the director's like, a stunt guy didn't show up, and I said, well, I'll do it. And he was like, do you know how to ride a motorcycle? I was like, yeah, of course. And I got to do this really cool thing where I got to stand up on the bike shooting a gun over the windshield at a van that was coming at me, and played chicken with him. And then as I shot the van, he veers off and flips. The crazy thing about that was the other stunt driver driving the van, I knew him, but I didn't know him very well. So I basically just closed my eyes and hoped for the best that he didn't run me over. The other interesting thing, there was a couple other motorcycle stunts in that movie that I performed, but one of them was doing like a burnout and then pulling out of this parking lot with a little girl on the back of the motorcycle. And that little girl was this, like, I don't know, 8-year-old actress that was pretty awesome. And it ended up being Sydney Sweeney. She grew up to be like a big-time Hollywood person. But the first movie she was ever in, which has been removed off of her IMDb, was a movie called Punch. And I didn't just do the makeup effects, but I was also a extra in the film. I got my head shot out at a convenience store, and I also did the motorcycle stunts. But where we're going to go today, where I'm taking you, is one of my favorite rides. This is a place called Gold Strike. This is right outside my house, so I basically ride down to the end of the block, as you see, and jump in the dirt. And Gold Strike is just this old, I don't know if it's a Jeep trail or it's just this old dirt track that goes up through Boulder City, up above Lake Mead over the highway there. And it's pretty scenic, little ride. It's challenging. There's a lot of terrain. You can't tell in these videos, but the Boulder City's called that for a reason. There's baby head boulders and rocks everywhere. And if you hit them wrong, you'll go down. I mean, I've definitely learned how to traverse this terrain. I grew up in Pennsylvania in the woods with dirt trails and roots, and we didn't have soft sand, and we certainly didn't have the gravel and loose rocks that we have here in the desert. But I love riding off-road. I love the challenge of it. I absolutely love the oh my god, I win. I completed that. Falling is definitely not my favorite part of riding dirt bikes in the desert, and it is definitely a part of it. Like, you have to know how to fall when you're doing something like this, and hopefully today I don't take a digger. Every day I think that, but once in a while it happens. It's a lot. I can compare enduro riding to all of life. It's that challenge to get through something, to make that movie for no money and no time, and be able to pull it off, But I look at motocross when I'm in the thick of it with a film and things are getting hard, you can't quit. If my bike falls over and I hurt my shoulder, I'm not done. My day's not done. I got to get home. Hey guys, thanks for sticking with me on that ride. I know that this is not what everybody is into. You're not all out there running around on dirt toys, but this is my thing. Look at this. Look at where we are. We're on the top of a mountain above a lake. That's Lake Mead. Lake Mead National Park. You can see the harbor right behind us. It's beautiful, man. At the end of a hard day, a hard week, or, a tough deal, there is nothing I would rather do than get out here and just blow off that steam and, get the endorphins going. feel a little fear, go hang off the edge of a mountain. That's what life's about, is shaking it up. And this is heaven to me, man. Getting lost in the dirt on a dirt bike is heaven. And also get to enjoy it with my family and things like that. As you guys get to know a little bit more about me outside of just the persona of Tom Devlin, the monster guy, you're gonna see a lot of dirt toys, a lot of adventures. So all right, I gotta get back before the sun goes down. This is kind of like my religion. This is I look towards when there is a task ahead of me, like working on a movie, for example. Like if we're making Las Vegas Frankenstein and we're trying everything to pull together a place that we can use as a hypnosis stage area, and we're not getting the locations that we're trying to get, like that struggle to get what we need to get through it is no different than riding a dirt bike. Like, you have to get there is no just I quit, I'm done. You're in the middle of the desert, man. You're up on a mountain or down at the bottom of a canyon. You have to get to the top, and you have to get home. So that's how I feel about, like, when the going gets tough, you gotta freaking keep going. Just keep going, one foot in front of the other. And sometimes it's not fast. Sometimes you're slowly getting through it. Some of you guys who have been watching my travels for a while know that I, over the summer, did like a 6,000 plus mile ride off-road from North Carolina all the way to Oregon. It's called the Trans-American Trail, and it was the most cathartic thing that I've ever done. I did that in the middle. I was April 10th. I started building a haunted house that had to be open in October, and I took a break dead in the middle of that. And I was like, hey Chris, hey Waleed, if you guys can work on these 2 rooms, I'll be back in a month or so. I'm gonna go ride a dirt bike across the desert. One time I was working on a movie called Bikers vs. Werewolves, and I did all the pre-production, built all these werewolves with my buddy Chuck and Waleed and Chris and Ashley. We're doing all this pre-production, wrapped up the last bit of pre-production on the foam. I went to Baja on my dirt bike, and I came back the day before we shot, and everybody's like, you're nuts, man. Like, what if you didn't make it back? You have to make it back. Like, I got a family. I got to make it back. So, yeah, I just think it's part of it. I really appreciate you guys sticking with me on this journey, and I think that there's way more fun to come. I will see you guys every day. And I appreciate the engagement in the comments, and it's so cool. I read every one of them, try to respond. But day 10 is in the books, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Like, subscribe, hit that bell notification.